Okay, I'm back with another video of a quilt that I'm working on. And I know some people want to make quilts. This is my third quilt that I've ever made. And it's a memory quilt for my grandson. And excuse my mess in my craft room. I haven't had a chance to clean it. I've been going through so much lately that it's ridiculous. This is what I've got on the bottom so far. And then I have this on the top. And I'm about to attach another little outfit to the quilt. This one, if I can get it in frame, I might have to push that up a little. Yeah, I think you can see it now. And I've already got it all, the outfit pinned together because I didn't want to stitch it together and then try to go back over and then have all these stitch marks. It'll look stupid and I don't want that. So I'm going to show you how to pin these to the quilt. I'm trying to position it because I want to put little appliques around the quilt of my grandson's name. This is for my grandbaby. And it's appliques. It's got the letters and then it's got like teddy bears, but I want the teddy bears to look a little bit 3D on there. So I'm trying to leave room in different areas to put some appliques. I don't only want to put the letters with teddy bears. I want to do some like little, like a fire truck and stuff like that. And he does have a pair of booties that he had that has a fire truck on them. So I'm going to attach those to this quilt too. I start with the legs. You have to start with the legs to get it to lay right, because if you don't and you start from the top, well, you could start from the top, but to me I find it easier to start with the legs because you can get it positioned better. And I take it to the edge a little bit because I mean I leave enough room that I can put the binding on, and I don't have a lot of room in this room. Unfortunately, it's so crowded in here. My husband's still working on the house and we just don't have a lot of room for anything. When he gets the living room finished, then I'll be able to go in there and I'll have a lot more room to work. And it'll be so much easier on me. I can pin the quilts. I'm lucky I'm doing pretty good on this quilt for having this little bit of space to work in. So I'm surprised. I've been praying the whole time I've been working on it because I really don't want to mess it up and I want it to be perfect for my grandbaby. I want him to be proud of his grandma and love his quilt. So this is all I do. I just, just make sure that the fabric is laying flat and make sure the pants, it doesn't matter if the pants are wrinkled up under it. It doesn't really matter. If because you can kind of pull it. I want the seam right here. I want that to show. And then I stretch and pull it over this way, and I make sure the fabric stays flat too, because I do not want any wrinkles in it. The last quilt that I made, the back, I didn't have a lot of space, and it was a queen size. I didn't do pin it together here. I pinned it together at a friend's house, but there still wasn't that much room, and the back of it was kind of messed up. It wasn't bad, but I was disappointed in myself. So I'm trying so hard not to do that with this one. This is a twin size. I will be making him another quilt with some of his other clothes and some other stuff. So I will pin all this together like that because I want this to kind of be to where it's like loose, like you know how sweaters are on the babies, like anybody. Well, some people wear them tight. I don't wear tight sweaters. I don't like them tight. I like them big and roomy. Cause I'm thick, so I like my clothes to be roomy. And again, I make sure the fabric's flat, straight, and pin. And I'll keep pulling the fabric and keep making sure everything, I'll hold this here and then pull this, because this is, I'm going to pull that way, but I'm trying to make sure the fabric stays flat along with it. Because I'm going to stitch down here. Now some people do cut these in half. They cut them down the sides and they only sew down the front. But it leaves a raw edge. I don't want raw edges. I don't want to have to do the zigzag stitch over it and risk gathering it and making the stitch tight. So I'll do the appliques like that, and I do have some what they call embroidery hoops for my other machine, and then I have a cross stitch hoop or hand embroidery hoop or whatever. I have one of those, so I can use that to stretch the fabric to put the appliques on. So I'm not worried about the appliques because I can stretch the fabric to do that. I have that, but trying to stretch the fabric and to do the whole zigzag around the edge, no. And it looks, to me, it looks funny. I'd rather have a straight stitch going down it. I mean, like this has a straight stitch. And I'm far from a professional. I've been sewing for years, but I haven't been making quilts very long. So, again, I am far from a professional. I'm just showing you how I'm doing it. So those of you that want to know how to make these, you can make one. It's very time consuming. It's not really hard. It's just very time consuming and getting everything positioned and trying to lay it out to where you, of course you're going to overlap a little bit of some stuff, but I'm trying not to overlap too much because I still want to see that. I still want to see the little outfit. Like up on the top, I have the little onesie that covered up part of the sleeve of the other onesie. So I didn't like that, but I'm trying to fit, he's got a lot of outfits and I'm trying to fit him on here because I really want, I mean, it's a memory quilt, you know, these are his clothes that he wore, so. This is not easy. And my dining table is not big enough to do this, unfortunately. There's not really enough room. For some reason, I don't know, it don't look right. Hold on a minute. I want everything to look even and look good. Let's see, I got that side pinned down. And I did take the onesie and pin it to the sides so that I can go over this seam and make sure everything's attached in there, because I don't want some things loose and then gathering and balling up in here. So this is the onesie, and I made sure down here, this is part of the onesie, the bottom, I made sure it's up against the seam so that I can stitch all this together and everything stay in place. And then the bottom of the onesie's down here in the crotch, and when I sew up here, it's going to catch that so that that doesn't ball up. So that's how I'm doing that. And then I'll fold these sleeves over like I did the one of the outfit on the bottom, because it leaves a little room and it just makes it look kind of neat, unique, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that's not right. See, this is it's very hard to get everything positioned right and manipulate it to where it lays right. It looks like it's not laying right, but it is. I'm gonna have to scoot up here and excuse my fat self for, yes, I'm a big girl. I used to be thin, but ever since my back started acting up real bad, it's hard for me to do too much anymore. And then it's affecting my legs, so unfortunately I don't get to do much. And I really don't go anywhere unless my husband goes, because I'm afraid of falling, because I've already fallen. I fell at work, and then I fell down the stairs on the porch. So, I mean, it's scary to me. I don't want to fall again. Unfortunately, it sucks. With some genetics, getting old. I know some people don't think I'm old, but I am. I'm 44. I'll be 45 next year. Around the beginning of next year. And then after I stitch all this, I'll stitch up this also to hold it in place. So that, I mean, I guess some people could leave it open to have like a little pocket there, but I don't want that because it'll collect lint and dirt and all kinds of stuff, and I don't want that. I don't want my grandson to have all kinds of junk in his quilt. And I am going to stitch the collar down too. I'm going to stitch that down as well, because I want it to look nice and neat. But first I need to get this pinned to this front. Oh my goodness. I got it somewhat in there. This is not easy, I promise y'all. This is not easy. I'm probably gonna stitch around this too, because this is like the end where the seam of the onesie sleeve is, and I just don't, like I said, I don't want any openings to where dirt can get in there and all kinds of other stuff. It'll be so gross. And see, it is going to overlap the onesie a little bit, but that's okay. That's okay. A little bit's not bad. And you kind of want that overlap a little bit. Oh goodness, this is hard on me. Just remember to keep that fabric under it pulled and stretched so that you don't get any lumps up under there. And I'll probably go across this too. I'm not sure yet. I'll probably just go around the white part of it. Or no, when I sew the collar down, it should stitch over that. Oh, that didn't work. There we go. There's that one. I might do a tutorial on how I do my acrylic nails. I'm no professional, but I have been doing my nails for years. I haven't done them in a while, and really have been wanting my nails done. So I might do a tutorial on that. I still need to do the tutorial on the uh what is it called? The Dreamcatcher photo props. I do need to do the tutorial on that. I need to get busy. I need to get busy on working on my sculpts. That's one thing I really need to do. I've just been doing so many other things because I really want to do this. Because it takes a while to do these quilts because it's very time consuming. And I want to have it done before his birthday next year, beginning of next year. And I want to be able to give it to him for his birthday present. He'll be 2 years old. I can't believe it. They grow so fast. It's like my kids. I miss my kids being little. But I'm happy I have a grandbaby. I don't get to see him very often, but I guess that's life. Everybody gets to see my sister's grandbabies live out of town because her son's in the military, and that's where they put him. So she don't get to see her grandbabies very much either. And I know it's hard on her because I know it's hard on me not seeing my grandbaby. But I do think about him all the time. All the time. So there's that sleeve. And I got to pin this down. And always remember to take the pins out as you're sewing because it can mess up the timing on your machine. And then you'll have to go get it adjusted. There are videos on YouTube to teach you how to adjust them, the timing on the sewing machine. Let me see. I'm thinking about putting this one going this way and that one like that. You can position the sleeves however you want to position them. I just will need to leave an edge for the binding. So I'm going to have to pull this out. And always make sure you remove the pins because on the receiving blanket I had sewn over one of the pins and I had to cut just a little tiny hole in there and get it out, and I just took a zigzag stitch over that little bitty hole, just a little bitty hole. So always remember to take these pins out because when you stitch over it, you're going to have to cut it to get it out. So, and you don't want to do that. Trust me, you don't. I may put an applique over that stitch that I put. It was on his receiving blanket that I had put on there. So I'm going to just put a little applique over that area to hide it, to hide the flaws. Yes, it does have flaws. Like I said, I'm no professional. I'm learning. I've been sewing for years, but I just started making quilts. I have always wanted to make quilts, and I'm finally getting to it. Finally. I'm going to stitch all this down, all of it. Okay, I think that will do it. I might need to stitch. I think that'll be okay. And then I will go over and do a straight stitch excuse me, over the whole thing, all around here. I'll do it down here. This will help hold this down up here. across the back, and then I'll do stitches down here, all around the edging, all the way around. Oh, I got to do the crotch, the inside of the legs, and pin those down. Let me move this back up. And on the crotch, this is what I do. I take it, and you can, let me get some this leg pinned down, and I'll show you in a minute. I didn't do it on one of the outfits, but I'm learning as I go on how to fold the crotch over so that it doesn't look funny and it doesn't stay stuck up like that. Because it does, it looks awkward. And it looks very unprofessional. In my opinion, it does. I want mine to look more professional and more finished, I should say. I take and fold it over like that. That's all I do. And it folds it down to where it's not hanging up. And it makes it look finished, and it just makes it look better to me. I guess I'll pin it down like that, because when I go to stitch over it, I'm going to have to pull that pin out. There's that. And that will do it. And I will stitch across here. I will definitely stitch across here. I have one pin right here, but I have these because I want it to, I put the pant waist right here, and the sweater waist just below that, to where I can stitch just right in there and catch it. And it's going to have a little gathered right there, but that's going to be fine, because it's going to make it look like when they have it on. I like it like that. It kind of looks more realistic, I guess you can call it. I don't know. I want it to look like they're kind of like, you know, when they wear it, which I think is so cute. When babies have their cute little outfits on. That one's not going to go in there. But anyways, that's how I pin it together. I do pin the outfit together first, so that I can have it in already ready, and position it and pin it down, and then just go and sew it. It takes, you know, a little more time, but it's so much harder when you try to pin it all down, instead of pinning everything together and get it exactly where you want it, and then pin it down onto the fabric. It's much easier when you do it this way. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I thank you for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day, and God bless.